give you.
Oh, wait.
Let's go ahead and it's very noisy.
So here we are, fellow noshers, and you can see we've already been kind of trying to figure out what's what here, because you're going to tell me about this.
Yes. I saw this on QVC. It's a brand called Numo. They're vegan and gluten-free, and they're like a Butterfinger candy bar without the chocolate.
Yeah.
And the other one is like a Zagnut. It's got the coconut on the outside.
Right.
It's like the peanut butter filling. So I figured we'd try those
Okay.
out, and I went ahead and took them out of the bag, one of each, because the bag's kind of noisy.
The bag's no, and then we weren't sure which one was which.
Right. And also, you can't get these all the time on QVC. It's whenever they have them.
Okay.
So,
So who knows? I mean, we film these ahead.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do they get them in? Like you said, it's whenever they have them, but they do get them back if
they get them back if they're a good seller.
Are they? Do you think?
I think they sold out. This was like the first time they sold them, I think.
Oh, okay.
And I think they did sell out.
So they probably bring them back.
So I'll probably bring them back, yeah.
Okay, so which one was which again?
The green one, I believe, is the coconut one.
Okay, so do you want to try the regular one?
Let's try the
first?
regular one first, yes.
Okay, so this is like having a Clark bar without the chocolate.
Yeah, unless when we open it up, there's chocolate on it. I can't remember from the dough. Oh, yeah, it's just, it's got like a white chocolate on it.
Oh, no, it almost looks, looks like a coating of powdered sugar. Or
Yeah, but
something.
it's not.
Huh. Okay, it smells like peanut butter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show these.
It's weird. It looks like halva.
In a little bit, yeah, a little bit, yeah. Okay.
Halva is a sesame seed candy.
Right, and they actually
in the Middle East.
Yeah, and there's actually, I'm going to say this because there's different. I've learned this over the years. When you look up halva, there's different. Maybe it's from different areas.
Maybe.
But there's different kinds. So the one from I guess the Mideast is a sesame based.
Right.
And that's what we're used to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give these a try. They're a little sticky.
Yeah.
Softer, if I remember, than a Clark bar.
Softer than a Butterfinger. Oh, but
Very sweet.
very sweet, but it's good.
Mm.
Very peanut buttery.
Yeah, but it's making me want to pucker the sweetness because I'm not getting. Well, first of all, I think the over sweetness is coming from this coating,
Yeah, I think so.
and it's almost if this coating wasn't on it,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like it a little better, or like it maybe with, if there was a little more salt or something. But it feels like a mouthful of sweet to me.
But very peanut buttery.
Yeah,
I will give it that.
I will give it a one bite.
Yeah.
You on board with one?
Yeah, for now. I might finish my piece, but
Oh, okay. Now, I used to eat the Zagnut. Everybody thought, you too, and everybody thought we were crazy because we like coconut and the rest of our family doesn't. Now, I will tell you this. Do you remember in Merrillville that there was that store called Strachan Van Til?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And somebody you don't know, obviously, that I would help and I'd go shopping and he'd send me there. And they had, it was Clark Dark.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a Clark bar with the dark chocolate, and it was vegan. And that was good because I didn't really even like the.
I'm not seeing any coconut.
And
I expected it to be on the outside.
Okay, yeah. I smell
it though. Yeah.
So there's
So
coconut.
there's coconut in it.
There's coconut there somewhere.
Yeah, but I did expect it to be on the outside.
Me too. Instead of this white whatever. All right.
Confection. I guess you'll call it a confection.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I get the coconut. The coconut. They are delivering on the coconut flavor.
Mm-hmm. I was cutting the sweetness a little bit.
Right. This one is not quite as sweet as this one. If somebody asked me which one I would rather eat, it would be the one with the coconut. I'm not sure I would ever buy it.
I wouldn't buy them again.
So I don't know if I want to call it a one biter because it's one of those things where, the holiday thing, there's a bowl of candy. If this was the only thing in there,
You're right.
I probably, and I was really hungry, I would go for that.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go for something that's not supposed to be sweet.
And and there's definitely pieces of coconut in it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna
But
try.
like I said, I expected them to be on the outside. I guess
We're so used to Zagnut.
so used to Zagnut, and they kind of mentioned that on QVC. But I guess I wasn't really paying attention to the spiel,
On the other hand,
and I didn't, look at them.
on the other hand, though, too, if the host had never had a Zagnut, how would they know?
Hmm.
Okay, so last time we popped up that Skinny Pop butter flavored popcorn.
Yes.
And oddly enough, right after that, I came across this in the store. And it's dairy-free white cheddar. And Skinny Pop. The other one was pretty good. So this became one of those things where, okay, we just have to do it.
Right.
Maybe so you don't have to buy it or whatever. I haven't had.
And I've never seen this before.
I hadn't noticed it. Let's put it that way. Okay, it kind of smells like.
It smells a little bit like cheese
Yeah.
popcorn. It's not very strong.
It's not very strong. It smells a little bit like it. But I used to eat cheese popcorn all the time when I could. That was like, well, there was like a dime store. It was Murphy's and Company, and right in the front they had this like whole popcorn stand. And they made regular popcorn, and you'd watch them making the caramel corn, but they also had the cheese popcorn. And that was like,
excellent.
that was the thing.
No, don't.
Okay, so.
Well, I'm just gonna pour some out on my
Okay,
napkin over
why
here.
don't you do that?
I don't touch everything in the bag.
Okay. But, if I could even get something that was remotely, and the nice thing about this, I'm going to show this, is it's white cheddar and it's not that orange dye. Because the thing with cheese popcorn, is literally you would get orange all over you.
There is a white cheese popcorn. It comes in a black bag. And that's pretty good. It's not vegan, though.
Obviously. Okay, so we got to try. Not a strong flavor.
No.
There's a little more on that piece. I wish it was a little stronger, but I'm going to say I actually do get it.
I get it, but it really doesn't deliver on the flavor, right?
Right. I'm just saying I get it. That's what I'm saying. It needs more. If you're from Skinny Pop and watching, don't be afraid. Put a little more on here.
Yeah.
Because I think you've actually nailed, I'm going to call it the formula.
Yeah.
You just need more.
Yeah.
And that's where I actually thought it was going to be the problem. I mean, it sounds kind of an odd thing to say, but a lot of times when they'll say cheddar flavor or whatever flavor, whatever of it you get tastes like something else.
Yeah.
You're like, you don't recognize it.
Yeah.
So that taste-wise, if I play the Sentinel here, if you know, you know, dial up my sense of taste.
Yeah.
Dial yours up. It's there. They actually nailed the right flavor.
Yeah.
They just need more on here. So this is a tear because really, obviously, if I was dying for cheese popcorn, I'd get another bag of this because
it's the only thing there is.
It's the only thing there is, and it's that so far because I think I've tasted another phony, cheese popcorn where it's the problem I described before, where it didn't taste right.
Yeah,
this tastes right. They just need more, people. So this one, I mean, as it stands, I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, if I was desperate for cheese popcorn, I'd probably go get it. Because as long as I can detect something that is giving me that impression. But yeah, I'm wondering. I ought to
a little more.
I'm going to contact them and say, you know what? You've actually nailed the flavor. And
Just more.
We're repeating ourselves, but that I'm really adamant about. And so I'm kind of excited and disappointed at the same time.
Right.
But at least, you didn't spit yours out, I didn't
No.
spit mine out. We're good. Okay. Now, I do have a last thing here. One of the things is we have tried on here before from this brand, Unreal, and we did their chocolate covered coconut.
Right. Delicious.
Those were like the best. Because, when I ate dairy and all that stuff, I was a Mounds freak, and we're back to that. Everybody thought I was crazy.
Right.
So I decided these were here, and I thought maybe we needed a third thing, even though we had two, but these were the same thing.
Right.
So I figured it's about time I tried. These are their peanut butter cups, and I've had dark chocolate peanut butter cups from other companies.
Yeah, I've had two.
Yeah, not from Reese's, because theirs aren't.
Oh, that's right. They're not vegan. But I have had those. And
right.
They're okay.
But there's a brand called Justin's, and I've had theirs, and it's really good. And so I thought it's time we tried the Unreal. Okay, and these do come in.
Thank you.
Have one. They come in trick or treat size, it wrapped up.
And the package is reminiscent of Reese's.
Yeah. What I don't like, have you ever seen where they'll have individual, like the small 1-bite, 2-bite peanut butter cups, but they're not in a little wrapper.
Yeah.
They're open, and then they stick together and
right.
do all kinds of, get smushy. Okay, so this is them.
Oh, it's easy. Oh, and it's even in a little paper cup.
Oh, yeah.
I think, no.
It smells good. It smells like dark chocolate. All right, here we go. Hmm.
To me,
the ratio's wrong.
The chocolate overpowers the peanut butter.
I was saying the ratio's wrong.
Yeah.
All I'm getting is chocolate.
Yeah.
I mean, really. Whatever Justin's does is really the thing, the magic.
Well, with dark chocolate, you don't need quite as much because it is such a strong flavor.
And I hate to, I'm not trying to be gross, but I just sucked a little of the filling on my own.
Mm-hmm.
It's mostly salt.
Mm.
I don't taste peanut butter.
Mm.
So that's another.
I'm getting the salt too, yeah.
So for me, that's another thing why the chocolate is overpowering, because there's not enough peanut flavor to stand up to it. So we're down to a 1-biter.
Yeah. But if you might like it.
You might like it. We're back to that. We react as we react, and we have our taste buds.
And obviously our DNA is very close because we're getting the same sensations.
Yeah, a lot of times we have different views on it. So that's just kind of where it stands. Now, personally, for me, the winner today is actually the popcorn.
Definitely. I could definitely sit here and keep eating that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and, we both love popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so, that one, and like I said, it's just enough where I'm getting it. And so that's today's winner. The Unreal is today's loser.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's just like
surprises me because the coconut ones were so good.
Yes, exactly. I mean, and the ratio was really good.
Yeah.
They had
just enough chocolate,
just enough chocolate to hold it together, and that's about what you wanted. And so, really on that. And again, if you try any of these, or you've already tried these and you really like whatever your review is, let us know. And we're always going to keep finding something more to try, I think. They're coming out with new things, and there's plenty of older things we haven't tried or found yet. So we'll keep looking, and in the meantime, keep noshing. You can order copies of my dessert recipe books by searching the titles at your favorite online bookseller, or email migdalor@aol.com to learn how to get signed copies directly from me. See you next time, and keep noshing.